Hello, Joey. How are you?
This is Roy. How are you?
Oh, right. Go
Yeah,
ahead. I apologize. I saw somebody had joined my meeting I had set up before, so I
sure.
clicked over onto that, and there wasn't anybody there. I'm like, I'm going to get back to this meeting. So I'm glad we
Yeah,
connected.
yeah. It's okay. Yeah, you know how we're doing short staff, so whoever's
Absolutely.
available to do these things,
No, I get it.
it's me today.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad
So
to have you, Roy. How are things?
great. I'm actually the lucky one because I'm not doing what my wife's doing, which is working from home and teaching at the same time.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
Bless her heart.
yeah, they are really better.
Oh, my goodness. How long has she been teaching?
Well, she works for the school, but she does the public relations and the communications and all that. But
Got it.
through the pandemic, certain schools they're one of the fortunate ones to have a really good distance learning program.
Okay.
So, but she's still having to do all that
Of
at home
course.
with the kids and step in to be a teacher. So
Yeah.
let me just check the audio. I think it should be coming in fine.
Okay. And I'm gonna quiet my phone now that we're connected.
Okay, so the audio is good. So first of all, let me get your name, and if you don't mind, your name and title with
Sure.
your whatever is it a column on the best ways to get that accomplished, right? Teaching at home.
Yeah, 6 steps for parents to have a successful virtual school year.
And how do you say your last name?
It's Alfieri.
Alfieri. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Gene, first, 6 ways to do it. Explain that list. Tell us how you came up with those six pointers.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I did some of my own research on this because it's a very new year for me too. As an author, I'm used to being in the schools at this point, and of course, that isn't happening. So, a couple of the things that I was able to research, I found that really being positive as a parent, because your kids are going to feel it, right? And they're going to know they already know this isn't right, and that's okay. But if you can keep a positive attitude, they're going to have a positive attitude about it and enjoy it much more. Plus, as a parent, you really have a vested interest in your child's education like no one else. And so, what an incredible opportunity this year to be up close and personal with that growth and learning. And so, the first point I offer is to keep a positive attitude. Secondly, make it fun. There isn't a better opportunity during the day to be happy about learning than if you're engaged. And if it can be interactive and just a fun experience, they're going to look forward to it much more, as will you as a parent look forward to it much more.
Um, I think that we're in the same school. I took P3 classes, positive parenting,
Yeah,
and I totally believe that. Uh, One question top of mind here is because of what we were already talking about mindfulness. We were talking about positivity,
yes,
and that was being considered as a main um, subject in schools and a
correct.
philosophy of doing things, right?
Yes.
Uh, is 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 there a silver lining to COVID where this is kind of giving the avenue? Hey, we have to do this, otherwise we won't get through it.
Right. I expect there will be a silver lining to this, whether we can see it immediately or if it's going to be long term. It's really key for us to pull something positive out of this. And this opportunity really could be it. There are so many things for which to be sad this year, but your kids are going to remember it for better or for worse. And why not make this experience for the better?
Yeah, and I think it's almost everybody's talking about accelerating. The COVID's turned into an accelerator, and I think that
Yeah.
maybe there is an acceleration of really taking into account that the mindfulness is the way to go when we're schooling our children.
I agree.
Um,
We've definitely had to shift and pivot for sure.
so how do parents how do they do that mind shift for homeschooling? What do you suggest? What's important
Yeah,
to keep in
I
mind?
suggest really utilizing resources because there's so much out there. Schools have done a really nice job, not only of having teachers available, but having other links to other online resources available to them. Many local churches have resources available. Consider who you might have in your extended family that might be that great extended resource that you could give a call or set up a Zoom meeting or do something to connect with them and get that experience as well. There's just a plethora of opportunities out there if you look for them. So don't feel like you're not supported in this.
Yeah, it's almost like getting out of the box, right?
Right.
If you have those resources that were there, but you never reached out to because you didn't need to, because hey, my kid's going to brick and mortar anyways; they'll handle it. But now
Exactly.
you have to really think outside the box.
Yeah. And there's plenty out there to tap. You just have to look for it.
Yeah, I know that one of my segments is extra on the web, right? So
Huh?
when the outbreak started, there was a lot of whether it was Scholastic or some of the other online learning um, resources that were out there, and there was a lot of great stuff out there.
Right. And
So
libraries right now too have a lot. The libraries are very available with
that's
information
right,
and support as
and
well.
there's so many different apps out there now that can
Yes,
connect you straight to your library, and you don't even have to make the trip. You can just do it
exactly.
virtually.
Right.
Um, so why? Tell me about the importance of creating a plan, establish that agenda on a daily basis.
Yes, of course. So it's a good feeling for everybody to know where they're going in the course of the day. So it's nice for parents to have something outlined that this is what's going to get accomplished. Me personally, I like to know when lunch is, right? So if you know where those breaks are, you can look forward to them. And at the end of the day, you get a sense of satisfaction in having completed something. And so often days go by and you feel like you accomplished nothing. But when you have that agenda set in front of you, not only do you have your plan and your targets, but when you get done with it, you can check it off the list and go, look at all we did today. It's just a great feeling.
And boy, is that important if you have multiple children with staggered schedules, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Uh, why is it also critical to remember the importance of those fun activities, the extracurricular, whether it's, the singing, art, drama, to really push for to having those, not just thinking, oh, we'll get to them.
Right. A lot of things have been converted this year, and some of those arts have fallen off and are missing. And really, at school age is where you have the most creative brain to work with. And so getting that singing in there and getting that experience of painting, coloring, whatever it may be at that age is really important to develop that creative brain and to help them explore other things that they might be interested in and want to pursue. Same way, getting outside, right? If gym class is cut, take a walk. That fresh air helps just invigorate and stimulate the mind, and it gets you in a different place so that when you come back you can attack it even more with more energy.
Um, what are you doing now that there's no in-school visits?
Yeah.
I know my kid's school has another author that used to do the same thing. They used to come to the school and give the presentation, and hey, we
Yes.
love reading, was the main message. What are you doing? How are you getting through it to make sure you're still connecting with these young minds that want to read?
Right. I miss my first, second, and third graders tremendously. I'll offer that. And I've had to convert and reinvent myself. I am doing virtual visits now. And I have a back to school special going on for Zuggy the Pug right now. And I would love to offer your viewers, if they're interested, an additional $10 off. If they want to see what it's like being an author in Colorado Springs. And I have the pug, so that's a bonus too. Must love dogs, definitely, if you're interested, because that's what I write about. But yeah, I'm doing virtual author visits now, and I think many authors are converting to that. It adds a little different element when you do it for parents of just a couple of kids. You can make it certainly more personalized than in a classroom, but I'm doing classroom work as well now because that's still important to make that connection and to get that connection with the kids.
So, from an administrator standpoint, the educators, authors like yourself, um, this idea that we're moving forward to distance learning, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think eventually there's going to be some kind of form that's going to take place. What do you think it's going to look like? You know, I know it's been a little rough for some folks,
Sure.
but there's been some success in it, and it appears to be that there's a great way to connect
Yes.
this way in communities that otherwise wouldn't have this connection.
Right. And it's certainly going to involve, you know, there are some schools that have already launched this before COVID and now have taken even greater strides. And I think they're going to lead the way in showing how this could really become something very viable and valuable. And you're right, to your point, it really is going to connect us as a nation and a world a lot more seamlessly. You know, there is nothing that beats the experience of going there. But when you can connect with somebody who is in that place and they can tell you about that experience, it does, there's certainly a value to that, and an education that's involved with that that is just very special.
So you gave us keep a positive mind, right?
Yes.
When you're taking this challenge. What other suggestion you have
Yeah.
for parents
I
to get through?
I would offer just to offer yourself a little grace. As parents, it may feel overwhelming. It may feel like you have no idea what you're doing. And you know what? We're all in this together. So know that you're doing a great thing. Have fun with it, and really know that you're doing fine. That's the bottom line. You have to enter each day knowing it's going to be a great adventure, and just take advantage of it.
Boy, Gene, you're causing something here. Last night, I'm telling my daughter, hey, you know, it's not fair that you guys are goofing around too much. And you know, and she answers back, well, Dad, we're kids.
Yes.
And then you realize, you know, it's like I have nothing. I have nothing. You're right. You know,
And you
they're
should
right.
try it, Dad, because it's kind of fun.
Correct. Put yourself in their shoes, right?
Right, right.
All right. Well, Gene, do you have anything else to add on how to get through a successful school year?
I think we've covered it. Of course, there are going to be many more things that come that are going to be helpful, but if those tips can be followed, I think you're in a good place.
All right. Thank you very much, Gene. Thanks for making some time for us. And sorry about the confusion with time difference, but you know, it's a lot sunnier out here in Florida these days, and we haven't had that many storms, so we're doing good.
Good. I'm glad to hear it, Roy. It's been my pleasure. Thank you for having me. And I don't know that this is a year we can expect much to go as planned, right? That's just not how it is.
Adjust. Another word that's been used a lot.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you. Take care and have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.